Financial freedom is not about having more money. It's about how you manage what you have and the way you align it with your values. The pandemic changed everything, from how we work to how we manage our money. Life has just not been the same since. Fintech has been one of the biggest shifts. You might not recognize the term, but chances are you've used it. From Venmo to Cash App, financial technology has quietly revolutionized how we handle money. And 2024 was no different, with Fintech becoming even more popular as it continues to reshape our financial habits. Hey everyone, I'm Rose Colburn, and in this video, we're looking back at the biggest financial lessons of 2024. Lessons that aren't just about making more money, but about reshaping how we think about and use it. These lessons will empower your financial journey well into 2025. I've always been a skeptic. I hate changing the way I do things. I hate it when my favorite apps make updates. I really hate upgrading to new tech. My computer, it's still running Windows 10. I just hate change. So when Chime first came out, I was the first to warn everyone. Don't trust it. It's unproven. It'll steal your money and your information. But here's the thing. Financial technology wasn't about to wait around for me to get my head out of the sand, and neither were my kids. They jumped on board with Cash App, Venmo, Chime, whatever else was trending at the time. The truth is, Fintech is here to stay. Whether you've already used a payment app like Venmo or a budgeting tool like Rocket Money, this technology has become part of our everyday lives. And eventually, like me, you might just find out it's become part of yours. The pandemic may have jump-started the fintech revolution, but 2024 cemented it as an essential part of our financial lives. These apps, Venmo, Cash App, Chime, they have simplified money management, making it easier to transfer funds, split bills, or even just get paid instantly. Beyond making payments, platforms like Rocket Money and others like them are empowering people to track spending, create budgets, and cut unnecessary costs, all from their smartphone. Fintech isn't just for the tech savvy anymore. It's leveling the playing field, providing tools that were once reserved for financial advisors. While Fintech offers amazing benefits, it is important to stay mindful of fees and privacy concerns. Always read the terms carefully to make sure that these tools work for you, not against you. While the pandemic boosted the use of fintech and gave us better and easier ways to manage our money, it also took a few things away from us. Remember when $3.99 a pound for ground beef felt really expensive? Yeah, fast forward to today and that price seems like a bargain. Inflation has not just changed the price tags, it's reshaped how we think about every dollar we spend. I swear, every time I go to the grocery store, the prices are higher than they were 2 weeks ago. Like most people though, I've had to find ways to increase my grocery budget while cutting back on other expenses. It's been a constant balancing act, trying to make each dollar stretch further. The lesson wasn't just about cutting back. It was about maximizing value. Many of us turned to meal planning to reduce waste and ensure every dollar spent was intentional. Cooking meals at home became an increasingly popular way to save money while avoiding the temptation of costly takeout. Local farmers markets also became a go-to for fresher, often cheaper produce. Shopping locally not only saves money, but also supports community businesses. Some have even taken it a step further by starting backyard gardens, raising chickens, or growing their own herbs and vegetables. These steps weren't just about saving money, they were about building self-sufficiency and creating a sense of security during uncertain times. Creators like Catherine Unbarger, known for her expertise in sustainable living, saw increased popularity as more people became interested in adopting these practices. Her content showcases how small lifestyle changes can lead to big changes. Inflation may have made things more expensive, but it also pushed us to rethink our habits and find new ways to thrive. By focusing on value, sustainability, and community, We're not just surviving these economic challenges, we're building skills and resilience that will serve us well into the future. But cutting back our spending habits and prioritizing essentials can sometimes feel like a lot of sacrifice. And let's be honest, the temptation to buy something outside our budget always is there. Sometimes it's a lack of money in our accounts or a maxed out credit card that stops us from making costly purchases that could blow up our budgets. But what happens when there's no barrier to saying yes? What if you could buy it now and pay for it later? No credit card, no loan, no problem. I'll admit it. I was kind of curious when I first saw it. There was this cool thing I really wanted to buy, but it wasn't in my budget. Then I noticed the buy now, pay later option. It wasn't a big purchase, just a few items. I really didn't need them, but I thought, why not? It's only a few bucks a month. I didn't even notice the payments coming out of my account at first. Then a mentorship program came along that I really wanted to join. It was way more expensive than anything else that I'd bought on the buy now, pay later option. But I figured, why not? It wasn't hurting my budget yet. I was just spreading out the payments for a little longer. But when I first signed up for buy now, pay later, I didn't bother reading the fine print. So can you imagine my shock when the first payment hit my account? It was way higher than I expected. I was convinced that the seller had pulled some kind of a bait and switch on me. But here's what I learned. My agreement wasn't with the seller. It was with the buy now, pay later provider. And because it was such a large purchase, I was stuck paying a high interest rate that I couldn't afford. Adding up all those small payments and subscriptions, plus the interest on the larger purchase, I realized I was nickel and diming myself right out of my budget. And that's the tricky part with buy now, pay later. It feels harmless in the moment, but it all adds up before you even realize what's happening. Buy now, pay later feels like the perfect solution. See something you want, but you can't afford it right now? No problem. Just break it down into 4 small payments. For smaller items, it really seems harmless, just a few dollars a month. But that convenience can quickly turn into a trap. It's easy to lose track of all those little payments, and before you know it, they've piled up alongside subscriptions and bills, leaving you wondering where your money went. For larger purchases, the risks are even greater. Those manageable monthly payments often come with hidden fees, high interest rates, or steep penalties for late payments, turning what seemed like a good deal into a financial headache. The lesson: if you wouldn't put it on a credit card or pay for it outright, ask yourself, is it something you truly need? Buy now, pay later isn't necessarily bad, and it can be helpful when it's used sparingly and with careful planning. But its convenience shouldn't come at the cost of your financial stability. Financial freedom isn't about having more money. It's about making intentional choices that support the life you want. But as we look ahead to 2025, the question becomes, how do we take all those lessons from this year and use it to build a stronger, more empowered financial future? The key to success in 2025 isn't about making more money, but redefining what enough means for you. Something I've noticed is how many people feel stuck in the cycle of chasing more money, more things, more success. You might think, if I could just make a little more money, if I could just afford that one thing, I'd feel so accomplished. But here's the truth. No matter how much more we earn or what we buy, that feeling of enough often remains out of our reach. That's because we're so focused on having more that we lose sight of what truly matters. We end up chasing someone else's version of success instead of defining what enough looks like for ourselves. The lesson here is to pause and ask yourself, what do I truly want? What brings me joy? How can I focus on my money and my energy on the things that I want, and just instead of chasing more? As we move into 2025, this mindset shift is key. Redefining enough isn't about limiting yourself. It's about creating space to prioritize what aligns with your values. When you focus on what matters most, you're not just improving your finances, you're building a life you love. As we step into 2025, remember that financial freedom isn't about how much you have. It's about making intentional choices that align with the life you truly want. If you're ready to make 2025 your year of holistic financial freedom, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights, and I'll see you in the next video.